Tonight's smoking pleasure is the Coronado by Flor. It's a light wrapper in a cello wrapper. So we will read a little description on this Coronado by Flor. It combines Sumatra seed Dominican filler, a Corojo seed Dominican binder, and a gorgeous sun-grown wrapper from the Jalapa Valley of Nicaragua, grown by Nestor Plasencia. The 6x50 smoke is rich, complex, and decadent, a full-bodied cigar that reminds some of a great Cuban Partejas. Cuban Partejas Lusitania, with ample notes of caramel and leather on the palate. Well, we will get started with this one. Get it cranked up, put it into the fire, and see what happens. It lights up nice. I like the finish on this cigar. Nice and smooth, and no bumps in it. Well, I'm going to get my Sturgis video running again. So I'm going to finish it and tell a little story about my younger days motorcycle experience. See you in many puffs from now. Now this is a show on Sturgis, and this is the bike building competition. Yeah, pretty good looking stuff. I want to show you the beautiful ash I'm producing on this cigar. I like it. Pretty symmetrical all the way around. A pleasure. Well, the Coronado by Flor is an excellent smoke, and highly recommended. Now this is supposed to be a 90 rated cigar. I agree with that. Very enjoyable. I think you will too. And I got my band down here. So I'm about halfway through this smoke. Anyways, watching Sturgis brought back memories of my experience with a motorcycle when I was about 19 years old. I was in Detroit, just out of high school, and working in an engineering shop in Warren, Michigan. It was wintertime, and I decided I wanted to buy a motorcycle. Well, every kid wants a motorcycle once in their life. So I made a deal for a used motorcycle, and it was a Zundapp. Single cylinder. Wasn't too fast, but it's a lot of fun. I think I paid about $125 for it. So I went over right after work. It was nighttime because it was winter, and nighttime comes early in Michigan. And I went over to the motorcycle shop, and I planned to pick up the motorcycle, drive it to a co-worker's house who lived out there, drop it off, and have him drive me back and pick up my car. So I went to the motorcycle shop, paid my money. I never rode a motorcycle before. Okay, bicycles, but never a motorcycle. So I got on the street, and it's dark, and I crank it up. And the guy that sold it to me, the owner of the shop, comes out and he says, I think you better get a helmet. I said, what do I need a helmet for? He said, I definitely recommend you get a helmet. I said, okay, what's it going to cost me for a helmet? He said, another $20 for a helmet. So I give him the 20 bucks for a helmet. I didn't think I was going to need this thing. So I get on the motorcycle and I drive off, and I'm looking for this guy's house. And I've never been there, but I do have his address. Now, I'm not quite dressed for winter weather, and this is what it was. And all I had on was loafers and thin socks. So, okay, I go looking for his house in the dark, and I suddenly realize I can't see any of the street signs to find his house. It's too dark, and I got to pull the motorcycle up right underneath these street signs to read it. And I'm going around and around, I can't find his house, and it's getting colder and colder. And my feet are starting to go numb from wearing loafers and doing 30-40 miles an hour in a cold wind. So, not having any experience riding a motorcycle, as typical, I took a corner too fast. The bike come out from underneath me. My head hit the pavement, and I went skidding on my head, skidding across the road. And I finally stopped. I was parted from my motorcycle. I got up and I took my helmet off, and this brand new helmet had huge gouges on the side of it where I was bouncing along the road. I mean, deep gouges. And I said, man, am I lucky this guy sold me a helmet. Otherwise, that would have been my head tore off. So I got back on the bike, cranked it back up, and after about an hour of riding around, I finally found his house. And I parked the bike, and I had him take me back to the engineering shop where I could pick up my car, and I left the bike there with him to pick it up the next day. Well, he drove me back, and I finally got home, and I had to walk upstairs. I was walking up the stairs, I couldn't feel my feet. It was just like walking on stumps. My feet were totally frozen. As all I could think about, my God, tonight I'm going to lose my feet. I'm going to have to go to the hospital, and they're going to cut my feet off. Well, I was tired. I finally went to sleep, and thank God when I woke up in the morning, my feet were thawed out, and I could feel them again. Anyways, that's my little motorcycle story. Well, I enjoyed that bike. I had it for a while, but I tell you, it's a great thing that the guy talked me in to buying a helmet. And I recommend helmets to anybody. You never know when you're going to need them, because your brain or your skull does not make a good helmet. This is a picture of the Zundapp, and it's pretty close to what I had. It's a single cylinder, 2-stroke. I had to put oil, mix it in with the gas, and this is the original banana seat. So that was a pretty good utility bike for $125. So in wrapping up, the Coronado by Flor is an excellent smoke. I'm enjoying it very much. And it goes good with my cheap Merlot. Well, this is one of those times when a very fancy band goes with a good cigar. As I said before in my other videos, when I see a fancy band, I doubt the quality of the smoke. But this time, the band goes with a cigar. Great band, great smoke.